youth. We are passionate about them. What matters do they go through? Who are they, for example? So by profession, I'm a counseling psychologist. So you guys are in safe hands as we take you through to very many things. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mercy. Welcome to our studio. We love guests, by the way.
Thank you.
And we are so humbled to have you today. And today, our viewers, we are talking about self-concept. Sijui kama unajitambua, who are you? Are you defined by what others speak about you? Are you defined by what you think yourself you are? We are going to answer all that questions. And if you have any question, please write to us, and we'll be glad to answer them to you. So, Mercy, what do you understand by the word self-concept? Self-identity.
Yeah.
Do you first of all understand who you are?
Definitely. And I'm who I am. That is why I'm here at Nisi TV, because I'm not defined by anything. And self-concept is who are you? For example, what is your self-image? I'll give an example with myself. I am 5 feet 2 inches tall. I'm light-skinned. I have nice dental formula. That is what we say self-image is. I'm not thin, I'm not so big, I'm there in between. And I love people. That is an example of my self-image. Yeah? And I walk slowly by slowly, you know. That is who I am. When we talk about, it is divided into 3. There is self-image, the one I've just talked about. And self-esteem is when you are able to do your things without feeling fearful, you know. That is self-esteem. How do I make friends, you know? If your peers are going for, we are on the highway, maybe Garden City, they are going to a place, are you able to blend in? What are your social circles, you know? What is your conversations on socials, for example? Yeah, on any of the social you have. How do you relate with people? How do you speak? You know, are you confident? Like Irene, she's here with us. That is the self-esteem we are talking about, you know. And there's another one called ideal self. Ideal self is, I'll give an example with myself, Irene. I love traveling, you know. I would like to travel all over the world, you know. I would like to have maybe I like farming. So that ideal self is the picture you would like to see yourself maybe in the next 20 years. What do you like in your mind? So once you know what you want in future and who you are right now, that is what is called self-concept. Yes.
There's a challenge there. I don't know even my height. Yani unajua ni you're 30 feet tall. So that's a challenge, and I'll work on that.
Yes.
Sijui kama my camera person here anajua yake.
Tunamuona tu. You see, also the self-concept is what others view you. You see, maybe the cameraman, I'm viewing him as tall, you know, and very composed. You know, the way I see him. How do people see you? You are a youth of this country. How do people see you? Do they see you as a rough person? Are you so caring? You know, do you like reading? That is who you are, and that's what we're talking about. And you know, the challenge is here, Irene. Most people will tell you who you are and you're not. For example, I will tell you, Irene, you are short. Will you believe it?
No, because I believe I'm tall.
Exactly.
At some point.
Yes. So you know yourself because you know you're tall. And those are the things that we always tell people, that know yourself so that when somebody else tells you you are this, you know you are not. And so you will not fall into the category of feeling less, you know. Even a parent, or anybody close to you, even your boyfriend or your lover, your spouse, they could tell you something that you're not. And it makes you feel bad and stressed. And that is why we say, as psychologists, it is good to know yourself so that anything around you is totally negative according to you, you are not affected. You know, you're set.
Yeah.
If you tell me I'm gloomy, I will say, oh, really? But I know I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm happy. But it is according to your perception. So it is good to know yourself.
Okay.
That is the challenge.
Well, does it mean that whenever I'm told I'm this and I'm not that, how should I react to that?
Thank you very much, Irene.
Yeah.
Definitely, when someone tells you you are untidy and you're not, you'll just look at them and say, okay, according to you, but you're not telling them. You know yourself already.
Yeah.
You are aware you are not untidy. Maybe it's that time, maybe you're just trying to clear and be very tidy. But somebody has just come and said you're untidy. So will you cry? I don't think it's good to cry.
Yeah.
I also don't think it's good to feel less of you. You should be aware that it is according to their perception. But to my perception, because I know myself, I'm just doing this within 1 hour, then I'll clear it, then it's going to be very tidy.
Sure.
So maybe I will tell them, yeah, give me time. Within the next 1 hour, I'll be done and this place will be tidy, you know. So you are aware. And so you will not be stressed. You will not feel like you're losing your identity. And you will not feel less of a person, because what we say in this field scientifically, you need to know yourself so that you can relate well with others.
Sure.
But if you do not know yourself, and it is very simple things, we've talked about the image, know yourself, even the way you dress, you know, know what you like.
Sure.
What do I like? Do I like dressing on crop tops? These days it's hipster, you know, I'm seeing my children, they want hipsters. I mean, I can't buy them clothes anymore because they are telling me, Mom, we gotta go buy for ourselves, because they're already noticing my taste is not there. So I give them respect, they go buy. So for me, what do you like? And you should like, because I've seen young people do this, Irene.
Yes.
They go to a place, you want to eat maybe pizza. Maybe KFC you want to go buy. But because one person wants, I don't know what kind of food, the others don't want that. So the challenge is you should stand on your feet and say, I do not like this, I like. Because it's about I, me. It's not we, because you might be put into we and you feel very awkward. Maybe you don't like chilies, for example, food with chili. So people have ordered something with chilies because they think you love chilies. So it's good to come out and say, excuse me, my peers, my friends, I don't take chilies. And you just stand by it, you don't take chilies. Is there an alternative? That is a very good self-esteem. It shows you know yourself. Yes. Yeah.
Wow. You know, sometimes we are defined by self-observation.
Yes.
Others, it's about group association.
Yes.
Maybe you can talk a little bit about group association, or even role assumptions.
Yes.
Like, for example, maybe, let's say, for example, I'm married.
Yes.
And I assume the role of being a mother.
Yes.
So there's a certain way that I have to be identified as a mom. Or how does that affect
how does it affect our self-concept?
Sure.
Yeah, this one comes from the awareness. And in every stage, there is what is expected of you.
Yeah.
If you are dating, what is expected of you? Too many coffees, you know, going out, you know, going out for movies, because that is what you're expected of you. But once you become a mother, it is good you be aware, I am a mother. But this child is mine, but don't lose your identity. For example, I'm a mother, but my name is Mercy, you know. But once I reach home, I'm Mama so-and-so, you see. I'm married, but it's good I'm Mrs. Irongo, but once I'm with my spouse, we call each other babe, sweetheart, how are you, how was your day, you know. So it is good you to be aware, not to lose your identity. And as a woman in the home, you've talked about the role. What does a woman do in her home, for example? What do you view a woman to be? That is, let's start there. Because a woman is created by God to bear children.
Sure.
The man maybe is created to provide. Okay, right now everybody is providing, isn't it? We are in a generation whereby everybody has to, 50-50, or you share the roles. But once you don't know your role, that is where the problem comes in. And there's a stage in the theories, in the psychosocial stages, we say, if you don't get your identity in your teenage years, you'll have a problem later in life.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's very crucial for everybody where they are to know whether they got their identity. And we get identity from families. You can only get an identity from your family. So people who have not yet feel like they don't know who they are, today is the best show for you, because you need to know what tribe you are and be proud of it. Where you come from, even if you come from the semi-arid areas like myself, or you come from the highlands, or you come from the slum, the rich, you have to have an identity. And it is very important. Yes.
So you have to understand your culture,
yes,
your family roots.
Yes.
That will help you define yourself.
Oh, it is the real thing, Irene.
Okay.
You know, currently, where I am, it's good that I'm a mother and also I'm in youth. I have teenagers.
Okay.
And when I'm working even with teenagers or with young adults, I did a survey. I was doing a research on youth and culture. To my amusement, my research said like 90% of the youth do not know their mother tongue.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know whether even now our cameraman, yourself, do you know your mother tongue?
I love my mother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Maybe hata nijasahau niongee lakini
yeah.
Not now.
Just be authentic.
Yeah.
Speak your mother tongue with pride. Cook your food, authentic food. If you do not have a dress or a regalia or an attire that says where you come from, please, next time we come here, please make sure you identify yourself with your tribe. Very important.
Sure.
And what do you play music of your mother tongue, where you come from? You see, I know I don't blame everybody, because even parents, us, we are kind of losing our identity. Even as Kenyans, we have been so much westernized. You know, it's good to be westernized, but we are saying, be authentic, be the real African, because I'm African. I'm African, I'm a Kenyan. So when I go to Switzerland, I'll be a Kenyan. When I go to a very white speaking country or people, my skin will definitely say I'm African. So I'll be proud. So I would like, today's message is very clear that let's know ourselves. In terms of even academics, for example, what are you good at? Are you good in arts, in sciences? You know, know yourself. When you're cooking for your family, for example, what do you like? What is your best? Do you like cooking fish? Do you love, what do you love? Do you love dancing? What kind of dance? It's good to know who you are, because once people know who they are, they will be very satisfied with themselves. And life will be very easy. There's not going to be that role confusion. There's not going to be that message from other people. They're telling you who you are and you are not. Then you feel bad and you're trying to prove. So it's good for people to know who you are. But how do you make people know who you are? By first knowing yourself. Who am I? Because yourself, you're giving yourself to the world. How do you give yourself to the world, which is waiting for you to tell it who you are?
Wow, that's a great point, and I'm so learning. I think by the next episode, I'll tell you my self-image, I'll tell you who I am, and I'm so learning. I hope you're also learning. Please write to us, tuambie self-image yako ni gani, and we'll be happy to hear that. Now, at what age do most people, our young people, identify themselves, who they are?
Majority is between 13 there to 19, because that's the age of the teenage. That's when you know yourself. Who am I? Who am I? For example, a child found themselves in a family, even as we found ourselves in a family.
Yeah.
Even we can really remember who we are, but we don't know what happened when we were teenagers, isn't it?
Sure.
So the people who are teenagers currently, they need to know very well who they are.
Yeah.
Because in a family, what born are you? Are you the firstborn? Are you the second-born?
Sure.
Who are your parents? Who are your guardians? Who are your aunties? That is where you know yourself. And what do you like? Have you seen teenagers who, that's when they try wearing, they sample all kind of clothes. Tight clothes,
Yeah.
They want to wear shades, they want to, baggy, I am hearing baggy.
Baggy clothes. Yeah.
There's baggy clothes, oversized, I don't know. Nowadays there's aesthetic. I don't know what's aesthetic. As guys, this Gen Z, the Gen Z,
Yeah.
Generation Z is really amazing.
Sure.
And it needs us to support it.
Yeah.
So that's why you sample many things. Even in relationships, you want to be with your peers because now you are a social person already. And when a child becomes that age, they want to relate with others. That is it.
Yeah.
That is where you get your identity. You know why? When you go to your friends, let's say it's a church, the youth church, you've gone to church.
Yeah.
So they want to be together. They don't want parents.
Yeah.
You want to be alone. You want to do things alone.
Yeah.
That is where you get your identity. Because you say, I am Mercy Wanjeri.
Yeah.
What tribe are you? I'm a Maasai and a Kikuyu. Where do you come from? I come from the semi-arid area. I've already said proudly.
Yeah.
Sure. And what do you like? I like pilau. So you're telling your friends, you're getting an identity.
Sure.
So that is the right age to get an identity. But even if you never got an identity when you're at that age, it is good to be self-aware by educating yourself through self-development. Okay, I know cases, Irene, whereby children don't have identity because of their father. And this is a very critical thing I would like to challenge. If kids are born in a family without a father, they lack identity. That is the saddest thing. But there is hope because God is our identity. Yeah. Of course, we belong to a tribe of God who is our identity.
Yeah.
But again, here on earth, a father is very important. For those people who have fathers, congratulations.
Yeah.
For those who do not have fathers, by any reason, try and get your identity through psychologists, through being aware, through self-development, so that you know really who you are. Because your father gives you identity. And you see from the Bible, God loves family. And God loves a father, a mother, and children. That's the family God likes. But because of the way things are and how the dynamics have gone, we find there is separation, there is a divorce, there is kids staying alone in hostels, that separation. So if a child had not identified themselves well in the home, once they go out, they get identity from their peers who maybe don't have good morals, and they're introduced. But if a child from the young age, that age of teenage, was told, we come home at 7, we wear decent, we welcome guests when they come to our home, we visit orphans and widows and old women and women, we go for charity in our home, we pray every day, we have family devotions, we fast. Once this child goes to the peers, they will tell them, hey guys, sisi home ni saa moja, sisi tunaombanga. They already identified themselves. So if you are not in that level, you will be affected. You'll have low self-esteem. Remember we had talked about esteem, and because you're not able to fit in, and you're realizing, wow, this is how people with self-esteem behave. So I'm very late. I can't even stand in front of people because life started not on a good way for you. By the way, it's not late. That's why we are here. to give you insights and education on how you can improve your self-esteem, how you can be able to improve your self-image. You know, like me, I want to be slim. I'm always taking diet to be slimmer. You know, the ideal self. I want to be slim.
Sure.
So everybody needs to have an ideal self. What do you like? What is this you like? Do you have goals of achieving your ideal self? That is the self-concept.
Okay. So how about those people who never had an exposure of maybe a good environment where they can develop their self-identity? What ways can they adapt to that will help them or guide them to identify themselves?
Yeah. It's not late. I'm one of those.
Okay.
Yes. So when I speak here, I'm one of those because I grew out without a father. And so many things missed on me because I was not able to have. I was wondering, who am I? You know. So I had to go look for the answer. Okay. So the viewers who are like me, who grew up without a father or a father figure, please go and look out who you are first. Because once you know who you are, it's like a balloon. You just boom, you know, you just feel, oh, this is who I am. Yeah, that is one thing. Secondly, be aware. Be aware. If I didn't grow in a good environment, and maybe I'm doing things that are not good for me, what can I do? Look for professional help. A professional will take you through, slowly by slowly, how to identify yourself by what I've just said. Just the small things. I mean, when you're stressed, where do you feel pain? Do you feel pain here? You know, people have headaches. Others, they tell me they sleep too much. You know yourself, and you become a friend of yourself, just the way you are. Because Irene, in this life we are living, you just found yourself in this life, isn't it? But what you do with this life matters a lot. And the first thing to do with this life is to know who you are. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What values and beliefs helps in shaping your identity?
Yes. First of all, by God, because out of research, God is supreme, and not even research. We've heard even scientists saying they're sending, I don't know what, to space. I don't know what has happened to that. I don't know the result. But faith is very important in a human being because we live by faith, is it? And hope. If we don't have hope, I don't know whether we can live because we live through hope. And so an individual have to have what they believe in for you to operate. What about culture? I did a survey in 2021, just after, during COVID time, and I did a survey with the youth, and I asked them whether they know their culture. Majority of them did not know their culture. And we talk of ancestors. I know we're in a Christian environment, but culture and ancestors, they were there. If I can tell the young people, there used to be a tree whereby people used to go and pray, and they believed, even on the mountains, divine. They believed in water. You know, water. Even today in church, water is pure, is it? And you see people are sprinkled, or you're touched by water. You feel, you know, you are rejuvenated. So water is divine, and who created the water? It is God. So you can see culture and the beliefs, they are together. So we cannot run away from culture. Weddings. The young people told me they like those traditional weddings. You really feel good. That came out well. That they love going for weddings, but they do not like bride price. That is according to research. Kenyan youth, they said they don't like the way the old people are asking for a lot of money for a bride price. So they're not able to marry. So please, if you want to marry, just negotiate with your parents, you know.
First, not paid ones.
Yes. You know, So that was a put off. They told me the parents are putting a lot of huge bride price, and maybe you love someone, you know. Now you've gotten a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you want to get married. But the parents are asking for a big bride price. So the young people are saying, now where do I get this money? So those are the cultures you're talking about, which they're saying it's too much. If with time we are going to reduce it, and then it's going to be prorated. That's culture, you know? Yeah. And they like traditional dresses. They told me they like wearing African Ankara. It came out well. So you can see youth and culture, people, the youth have embraced culture, especially Kenyan culture. When I did a research on their hair, most of them told me they want their kinky hair, majority. I don't know whether it's true with you, Irene. Yeah, they say they want to maintain their kinky hair. Natural, I think, is the thing. Oils. If you go to Nairobi today, or I don't know where all over the world, you'll see too many oils, these oils that are not so much contaminated. Yeah, the natural oils. And you know, oil also is culture, because even there's anointing with oil. You remember even in the Bible, there were so many stories about oils. So oil is also cultural, and it's a belief. We believe that oils are good. Today when I woke up, I had to oil my body for me to glow. I'm sure you did. So it's a culture. It's a culture for you to do it every day. Praying, you got to pray every day. We go to church. Myself, we go to church with my family. Or I go to my closet and pray. It's a belief. I believe in God. So everybody, that is an identity. Churches, you can identify with a certain church, is it? You say, us, we go to this church, we go to this. That's an identity. So when somebody sees me in a different church than the one I go, they'll say, hey, Masi, Niaje, what's up? Will you change? But they have identified me with the church. Yeah.
That's great. Maybe before we go on a short break, maybe you can tell us how self-identity has changed over time. Yeah, like self-identity, it's not like the current one. How has it evolved today?
It's because of many things. The first one is even language. If you look at my days, Sheng was not that, okay, ni ile ya kitambo yangu ni ile ya kitambo. Nowadays even I can't understand anything. So language, dressing. Nowadays it's short dresses, too short. You know, and you know Africans are created well. When you wear short dress, you look good. You know, trends. There's social media, communication. How are we communicating today? You can just be in a room. People are just communicating. Actually, you can be in a home. Like yesterday at my house, we were all there, but everybody was outside. What do I mean? Everybody was with a gadget. And so there must be somebody who says, hey, we've gone, what's up? Put phones away. It's time for family. So the phones have really changed even our trends as a family. You find I'm chatting with people, I'm on a group chat, I'm on Zoom, I'm on Google Meet with somebody who is in America, for example. My child is Zooming or is in lecture room with a lecturer. Another one is on, I don't know. It's so much, it's a global village. So it is us to discover what do we do so that it does not bring negative effects in our lives, especially this gadget. It's good to have time for your gadget. Like, for example, if you're chatting in a lecture room, it's not good. If a father or a mother comes home and she's always, on phone, it's also not good. So it's good to put the limits. These are the emerging trends. And if we identify those trends, marriages, for example, nowadays there's blended families. Is it? Blended. There are very many. And then latest one is this LGBTQI. Sexes. What is your sex? Okay, I forgot to say I'm a female. It's good to know who you are in terms of gender. Because if you do not know your gender, you'll be confused. And maybe your mother dressed you with, you are a boy, your mother dressed you with dresses. You kind of identify dresses with female, so you wear, but you're a male. So it's also good for parents to be aware what kind of dressing they're dressing their children. Which places are they taking their children in terms of opposite sex, which is very good. Yeah. So this emerging trends is good for young people to know, even for everybody, so that they can know how to control this new era. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Viewers, hope you are taking notes. We've learned so much in a span of a few minutes, and we are going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after this.
Hello and welcome to the Culture Press, the only place where you can get fun and informative information about the African culture with me, your host, Kamodo Rehab. Join me every Sunday at 2 p.m. only at Nisi TV to get all the tea, everything about our culture, our history, our languages, our food, and so much more. I cannot wait.
In making a difference. We are committed to building strong, prosperous families and a blessing generation. Through our food programs, housing initiative, and a community visit, we believe that everyone deserves access to healthy meals and a safe place to call home. With the support, we can continue to provide hope and support for those who need it most. Together, we can create a brighter future for them. Join us today and be part of something truly meaningful.
Hello and welcome to Simplified Communications Limited. It is a private company registered and headquartered in Kenya, but operating in East and Central Africa. We have qualified technical staff who often delivers innovative IT solutions that can assist you to accelerate strategic repairs and maintenance. We have the power backup system where we use the solar energy, the inverters and the UPS. And finally, we have the PBX and telephone communications.
Oh, thank you so much. We are back here at Nisi Television. This is an episode of Youth Flex Show, where today we are discussing about self-identity. And so far, we've covered some parts. When you want to join Sai, you can revisit the video. It will be repeated at 5 p.m. today. And also, you'll find us on YouTube. Please like our YouTube channel, share, subscribe, and also give us your opinion, what you think about self-identity. I'm here with Mercy, and she is taking us through self-identity, self-concept. Some may call it that way. And we are back. Mercy, how does self-identity, our family, how do they play a role in our self-identity?
You know, everybody came from a family somehow. And so these families, that's where we were born. Who are you in terms of sibling? That is, a family defines you like that. Which kind of a family are you from? Are you 8? Are you 5? Are you 2? You know, that's how we are defined. Another thing is, who are your guardians? Who brought you up? Because a family can really define you, and we had already talked about it. Imagine how you do things when you wake up, you know, you wash dishes, or dishes have been washed. So you have been trained how to do your routine in the family. How emotions, for example, if you get annoyed, your family can be able to shape you so that you don't get annoyed so fast, or you're given some facts. What about your dressing? Everything we had talked about. The family plays a very big role. And can you imagine what? It's a generated issue. If today you decide, Irene, this is how your family will be run, your children will run the family the way their mother or their father ran it. Then the grandchildren, it is a continuous cycle. So where you are, if you discover that cycle is not working, become self-aware, change it. You know? If you used not to pray in your home, for example, you want to introduce prayer in your house, isn't it? So the family, the children who come, they find this is our thing. We normally do this ABCD. What about your culture as a family? I'm not talking about the outer culture now, the culture of the family. How do you operate as a family? Do you meet over December holidays, all of you in your granny? Do you have a token of appreciation to the prisoners or to orphans? That is how a family shapes somebody. How do we dress when you go to a holiday? Of course, we wear this. What is your favorite destination? It is this one. So a family is a very important place. They shape, it's a place of shaping. And if you're not in a family, don't worry. What happens is you can plug in to a family that is working. Most of the time when I'm in my line of duty, there is a lady, she was in her 20s. She just packed her things and went to another family. You know why? Because she found that family to be operating well. I'm not saying people to pack, but there's hope. There's hope to identify yourself with a family that is working, so that you see what is happening and what is your ideal. Remember we talked about ideal? Yeah. Or improve your family. Even a child can improve their family. Yes. Even a 20-year-old can impact the mother and father and say, from today, my dad, I love you very much. Let's be praying. You know, anybody can bring a change. So the family plays a very important role. Irene, I can tell you, family is the beginning of everything. Yes.
And it's the first institution that God ordained.
Yes.
So I also believe in family.
Yeah.
And to our young people, when you're napotelea kwa other things, zenye si zetu, please come back and just know that God loves you. Usiende kutafuta love kwenye outfit. Maybe along the way, there are some challenges that our young people face when trying to identify themselves. What are some of the challenges that they face?
Okay, the first one is that one we've talked about, identity crisis. They want to fit in and they can't because of where they are coming from. Yeah, that is the main. Our young people, acceptance. Maybe you're trying to plug in to a certain friend, they don't want you. You know, that's a challenge. You feel unwanted because you'll have self-esteem. Another challenge is the way you are yourself. Remember we talked about self-concept. There are people who would just judge you by looking at you and you're not the way that you are. So the challenge number one is self-esteem. And I'll talk to the young people and tell them, speak up. We ongea tu, we kuwa tu hapo. Speak up, be hard. Because when people hear you, they will like you, they will love you. And then, who are you? Are you having values? You know? What values are you having as a young person? Yeah. What is your mantra, for example? Do you go to church or you go to wale wase wa mtaani? Mabeshte wako ni kina nani? Who are your friends? You know? Because show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. Show me your friends. How are they? And don't worry about your physical looks.